that's pretty much happened.
You talk about the environment in Husky Stadium today.
Yeah, it was awesome. That's one of the coolest things I've been a part of. Having everybody rush the field afterwards was pretty cool, and just for them to come out and support like they did was pretty cool. And I think it helped a lot. I thought they had trouble operating on offense because it got so loud. And we've been there before. It gets loud, and it's hard to hear everybody. You can't hear this close, and that's hard. So I thought that helped a lot, and it's definitely a cool environment.
What about the effort of your defense, shutting down those guys the way they did?
Yeah, well, like I told Elijah this, they've been doing that to us for a while. So I was going to be kind of mad if they didn't do that to someone else. So they held Stanford to, I think it was under like 50 yards rushing or something crazy like that, which is kind of unheard of. So for them, that's obviously a great job. I think that helped a lot. What they do to teams is they kind of just hold on to the ball, sustain these long drives, and get offensive out of the rhythm. But we were able to get a lot of shots at them, and I think that's what helped a lot.
You had a 16-play, 75-yard drive. Did that feel sort of like what you were just describing in the Stanford offense?
Yeah, it was good to take that time off the clock and just control the ball. You want to control the ball when you're up and just keep sustaining a long drive. I think that kind of took the wind out of them and secured the win.
It seemed like you guys were in attack mode right away. It's something we've seen in the first few games as well. What does that do for you guys when you're able to take those shots downfield, complete some, and just kind of get the ball moving down?
I think it just kind of gets everybody's nerves calmed and kind of says, okay, here we go, and just keep attacking. But we don't really emphasize we need to start fast. And we know we need to, and just go out and execute from the beginning. And I thought we did all the way through the game.
Stanford missed their two starting cornerbacks. How much of that was part of the game plan, and how much were you aware of that by attacking them?
I was aware of it, going into the game. But once we get into the game, those guys are pretty good too. They played a lot, and kind of the typical Stanford is those guys are older, have played a lot. It wasn't like they were rolling out true freshmen or anything like that. So those guys were good too. They definitely made some plays, and just kind of went through your reads. You're not really thinking about that once the ball snaps. Just is he open, is he not, and going through your reads.
National televised game. What do you think you showed the country tonight?
I mean, I thought our whole team showed the country that all these people talking about prove it. Well, obviously we have more to prove. It's only been 5 games, but as far as 5 games go, we've put together 5 good ones. Now we're going to move on to the next one, put a good one together against Oregon. But I think just the environment and all that was awesome. It was pretty cool. Kind of hard to describe.
How good did it feel like to wait in front of a record crowd and then have the crowd rush the field at the end of the game?
Good. Would have felt good to win, no matter how many people were there. But it was awesome to have the Husky Nation come out like that, and just felt good. Felt the stadium shaking a little bit during the game, and then to have them rush the field afterwards was pretty cool. It's definitely something I won't forget.
What are you telling yourself before a game like this? Because you wonder if a quarterback's going to come out with jitters, and you were hot from the start and it never cooled down.
For me, it's just I know what the first play is going to be usually by like Thursday, so I'm just thinking about the first play and just kind of going through it mentally and not really thinking past that. Just kind of going one play at a time, and I thought. I was the more experienced coming into this, and I felt comfortable. Didn't really feel like any jitters or anything like that. Just knew what I had to do on the first play, and just kind of took it one play at a time.
People talk about athletes getting into the zone. It's kind of a cliche. You make a bunch of shots in a row, but it just seemed like that you were just hitting everything today. Did you know like early on, thinking to yourself, "I've got it today. I'm in the zone."
Yeah, I mean, it felt good when I was throwing in warm-ups. It just kind of carried over to the game. I mean, I thought the first play wasn't a great throw. Chico made a pretty good catch, and after that, I kind of got the feeling that with their new corners, they were going to kind of just let everything underneath happen. I just didn't want to get burned deep, and so just kind of did our normal stuff. We didn't really even open up the playbook a ton. It was just our stuff that we thought was going to be kind of our bread and butter this week was our bread and butter, and we didn't really get away from it a ton. It was just run the ball, and we're going to hit the underneath stuff and just sustain the drive.